just to, make enough money to be able to do it. So, because of Anchorage's infrastructure and the way that their license is structured, their cost on the insurance is significantly lower. That also tells you, how secure their infrastructure is. If Lloyd's of London was willing to underwrite that risk at a much lower cost, then that tells you, something about the infrastructure that they have. So, hopefully, at some point in the future, anybody that's using Ripple custody, Ripple will pass some insurance on to. I don't know if they're watching this, but that would help us out and would encourage us to go work with Archax over there. But all that being said, that would be who I'd look at, post price appreciation. If you are, an institution at that point and you have enough assets, happy to make introductions over there. But again, in the short term, I think, we're going to be your best solution after things go. John, Mr. Burnett, he says, everybody calling me Mr. Muscles, aka Legend. Thank you, dude. I don't have any amount of XRP. I have the amount of XRP, X amount, hint Roman numeral, to join DAG until price gets over 100. But what can I do in the meantime except DCA? Is there a checklist somewhere? I wish I had like a bunch of cool stuff, outside of joining the mastermind and kind of educating yourself, surrounding yourself with the right professionals. You can do those things now. Setting up entities or spending money on legal or any of that stuff. If you don't have at least $50,000 to $80,000 in crypto, you probably don't need an LLC yet. Some people would even argue at that amount you don't need an LLC, which my argument to that is I think the XRP is going to appreciate substantially in a very short period of time, and so that's why you'd want to be on the front end of that. If you think it's going to go to $10-20 and then gradually go up over time, you probably wait on a bunch of stuff. I just think it's going to move much more rapidly than that when it appreciates. So all that being said, LLC would be your first stop. Probably want a revocable trust in correlation with that. Might look at a term insurance policy that's convertible to a whole life policy later. As your assets continue to appreciate, once you get over $1 million in net worth that's liquid, might start looking at an irrevocable trust, maybe an ILET. As your wealth continues to appreciate, you might look at PPLI. You probably want to look at offshore structures, annuities, other ways to be able to diversify your income and risk across, outside of just XRP and the exposure that you have there. So on the wealth management side, or how you're going to be able to generate cash